You know, I tried this trail last week and I got to right about this point right here and I realized I had an oil leak on my Jeep and I had to turn around and head back home. Well, I've since gotten that repaired, so I came back today because I really wanted to check this trail out and see what kind of scenery it had to offer. It's an easy trail. It's called Pine Mountain. It's right off 87. I don't know, halfway to Payson maybe a little bit further than that from Phoenix. So a little bit higher elevation. It's still pretty warm out here today. But anyway, let's go check this one out. I'm really not that far into this trail, and you can see by the surface, it is a really smooth graded trail. So nothing on the lines of difficulty, but just to give you a little bit of perspective, over here to my east is Mount Ord, and you can see the antennas and stuff up there at the top. Down here is Highway 87. But then if I turn here to the west, you've got this big canyon down here. And you can't really even see the bottom, but way down there at the bottom is the East Fork of Sycamore Creek. And from where I'm at on the trail, down to the bottom of that is about a 450-foot decrease in elevation. So those are pretty steep hills right there. Well, the trail I'm on is 201, Forest Road 201, but there's an intersection here. And this intersection is Forest Road 201A. And 201A will take you way back into these mountains over here to the Sunflower Mine. Now, I've never done that trail. It's on my list. I'm gonna do it eventually, but I think that's one of those trails where you got to take some reinforcements with you because it's pretty rough. And actually, you can see the sign here that says bridge closed. I don't know, maybe that said 5 miles ahead. If you watch some videos on Sunflower Mine, you'll see there's an old bridge. And one time maybe it was closed, maybe they were gonna fix it, maybe they fixed it, maybe they didn't fix it. I don't know, but the sign doesn't say that it's closed anymore. but you never know on some of these trails back here. But anyway, we're not going down there. We're going to save that for another day, but it's always good to see where these other trails start and intersect with where you're at. And if you look over here in the distance, you see there's a trail going up the hill there. And there it is down there at the bottom. So I believe that's 201. But we're going to continue, I'm sorry, that's 201A. We're going to continue on 201, which goes up this way. And you can see right up here, there's a gate. Sometimes in the wintertime, they close that gate because we're at the elevation here where you can get snow. And the last thing you want to do, I think, is rolling down this shelf road in the snow. Yeah, that's probably not good. All right, let's go. Doing good?
One more over there.
One more?
Yeah, one more.
Okay, thank you. You saw a couple of hikers. They said there's one more coming this way. Good? Looks like they've got supplies they need and water, and looks like they're prepared to be out here. Now here's the other end of 201A. We passed that earlier. That's the one that goes down to Sunflower Mine. So right now I am 8.36 miles into the trail. Have climbed 2,180 feet in elevation, and that puts me at a total of 6,071 feet. It's just really cool being able to get up into the pine trees in the middle of the summer when you live in Phoenix. It's still 89 degrees up here, so if you think about 89 degrees at 6,000 feet in elevation is well over 100 degrees where I live outside of Phoenix at about 1,100 feet in elevation. So yeah, pretty cool. I'll tell you, it is just beautiful up here. Looking into these canyons with the trees. You can see the Mogollon Rim off in the distance. But I'll tell you what, you better enjoy driving on shelf roads coming on this trail. And like I said before, the trail's not difficult at all. There hasn't been a single obstacle. It just rides along a ledge. And in some areas, it actually rides on a ridge. So you've got a ledge on both sides. But if you're okay with that and you want to see some scenery, heck yeah, cool place. You know, I didn't really know what to expect coming out here. The first part of the trail is not really all that exciting. It's just desert and a dirt road. But once you start to climb an elevation a couple miles into the trail and you get riding up the ridge line and you get nice views of Mount Ord, and yeah, if you're looking for something easy to do, but you want to get your fill on some scenery, I like it. I like it. Now, I know there is a hiking trailhead at the end, and I am not that far out from getting to the end. But it'd be cool if there was a little bit of shade there, some pine trees, where I could just chill out for a little bit and then head back down the other way. Now, there were a couple of other side trails that I'm thinking about maybe checking out one or two of them. We'll see when I get back there. I am getting closer to the end. Real close. Yep, here we are. Here is the hiking trailhead. And this is actually a section of the Arizona Trail. You know, I always got to go check out these trailheads and look at the signs they have and the maps. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of into maps. I think I have every mapping program for off-road that is available, almost. Nice map showing the wilderness area, Tonto National Forest. We are at the Mount Peely Trailhead, Passage 23 and Passage 22 of the Arizona Trail. Got a water stash here. I like these signs, these are nice. Arizona Trail is a 790-mile non-motorized trail traversing the entire state of Arizona, from the Utah border all the way down to Mexico. So that one side trail that I stopped at, 191, it does show that this goes all the way through, back down to the Highway 87. Now this trail looked pretty rough, just the beginning of it. But it does traverse some private property right here. So whether that part is open is, who knows? I mean, you wouldn't know really until you got to that part. So I'm not going to do that one today. That looks like, that trail looked pretty, I don't know if I would say rough, but it definitely looked not well used. And that was also on a shelf road too. So I'm going to skip that today, but the one that I was looking at, I think might have been either 1701. There was another one up here. I don't see it here on the map. Well, I was looking for shade, but I don't really see any shade right here by any means. But no shade is not going to stop me from getting a frosty cold beverage out of the fridge and creating my own shade, kind of. Picked up this new Topo Chico raspberry and lemon. I'll give this one a shot. Sounded good when I bought it. Smells good. That's pretty good. Well, I'm gonna hang out here for a few minutes, then head the other way. You know, these bumpy roads bring out every single rattle in your Jeep that you could possibly have. And when you've done a lot of work to the inside and you built all these components like I have, there's always something rattling. And I found a major culprit today. My propane tank. This thing was just rattling. So you can see I got my hat strapped in there now. And ever since I put that in there, it's not rattling anymore. So obviously not a permanent fix, but something's got to give with this thing. I'm not going to keep listening to this rattle back and forth. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm actually thinking about maybe, you're not going to believe this, maybe removing all of this that I built about a year ago. My whole camping setup. I don't know. I put a lot of work into this. I think it looks fantastic. It works pretty good. But sometimes I wonder if it's just overkill. Have I overbuilt the inside of this? Maybe. Maybe. But I'm not making a rash decision here because I put a lot of work into this. A lot of work. Yeah, a lot of work. So I'm not going to make a rash decision. But I am truly thinking about going back to more of a basic setup in here. Plus it would probably help with some of the rattles. I don't know. Stay tuned. I'm still thinking about it. What do you think? Would you prefer a basic setup in your Jeep? Would you prefer something built out like the way that I have it? I mean, I really like the way that I did it. I don't know. I'm conflicted. Leave me a comment below and let me know. Are you going to build out your rig? You keep it basic? What do you think I should do? Yeah, I don't know. Be interested to hear your thoughts.